Welcome to Magic in the Middle. Today I'm excited to share one of my favorite middle grade books, The Mad Wolf's Daughter by Diane Magras. This book starts with a fantastic poem allegedly written by an anonymous author 1,000 years ago that tells us nearly everything we need to know about the story. Here's the poem. To the mad wolf's lair the brave knights crept, their hearts in their throats, their swords in their hands. With a smile on his lips, the mad wolf slept, the wolf and his sons, the whole band. I, the wolf and his sons, the whole band. 'Twas a battle at which no flags would flap, though swords would flash and men would fall, the wolf would roar and his sons would nap. Be wary as the beasts in the flesh loom tall, but be wary of the youngest most of all. So in this poem, we have a war band led by the Mad Wolf and made up of his sons. The Mad Wolf and his band sleep in a lair where they're attacked by some brave knights and a battle ensues. All of this is pretty much what happens at the start of The Mad Wolf's Daughter, but it's the last line of the poem that's most interesting because remember, the poem talks about the Mad Wolf and his sons. The author warns us, be wary the youngest most of all. In the book, the youngest child isn't a son, but of course, a daughter. Dressed isn't a typical maiden, requiring the protection that the war band's code of honor calls for. Instead, she's training to join her fathers and brothers in battle, determined to prove she is every bit as fierce as the rest of the war band. When the sneak attack mentioned in the poem results in the capture of her entire family, Dressed is left alone in the Scottish headlands. Alone, except the single night she witnessed getting pushed off the cliff by one of his own. Dressed rescues the seriously injured knight, and the two strike a bargain. She'll help him make his way back to the castle in exchange for the rescue of one of her brothers. Of course, she plans to rescue her whole family, but she conveniently leaves that part out. So what follows is a spine-tingling adventure as Dressed and her captive make their way back across the country, evading a bandit, engaging in sword fights, encountering witches, and picking up a travel mate along the way. As if the journey and wondering if one young girl can really save an entire warband from hanging isn't enough to keep us reading. There's also the tentative friendship that develops between Dressed and her hostage, a friendship that may not survive until the book's end, as Dressed has to sort through fact and fiction about her family and decide where her loyalty lies. Now, my favorite part of this story is the relationship Dressed has with her brothers. They are a rough and tumble lot, but they love Dressed fiercely, and they aren't afraid to express it in the most colorful of ways. Throughout her journey, Dressed hears her brothers' voices encouraging her, but their unwavering belief in her ability is always followed by taunts as they warn her not to be a crab-headed squid gut, a toad-headed minnow, and a sniveling, grub-spotted barnacle. So I wholeheartedly encourage you to read this story. And when you do, please let me know what you think. I can be reached on Twitter, on Instagram, or on my website at jessicavitalis.com. Thanks for listening, and please join me again next month for more Magic in the Middle.